What if a solar panel could still be producing output even though it's partially in the shade? That's what Callsun states about this 180 watt N-type solar panel. And today I'm going to be putting it to the test. You see this line right down the middle here? This is the front of a panel, that's the back of a panel. This line means that this is a half-cut panel, or sometimes called a split cell panel. I believe there's some half-cut panels out there where you can't really see this line, but most of them you can. So if this half of the panel is completely covered, the other half will still function normally. That's the idea anyway, that I'll be testing. A normal panel, if you covered half the panel, it'd just basically go to zero and wouldn't produce anything. Okay, so just focusing on the top half here, this panel has what I call 8 cells or 8 strings. So you have one here, you see a line here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 down there. And as I mentioned, the bottom half and top half are parallel together. So if you can cover one, the other still functions normally. So I'm not sure if each one of these cells are parallel together. Probably not, but I'll be testing that. But if it is, that means you cover just this one section and those 3 would function normally. I'll be putting that to test in just a minute. Now, this is also a bifacial panel, and what that means is there's no backing. On a normal panel, you'll see a white backing usually, and that's not on this panel. So it's completely pass-through. So if I have a flashlight here, show you, actually light can come through there pretty well. And what that does is it gives you a little bit of light coming in from behind, gives you a little bit of gain. They say grass is 5 to 10%, white gravel, concrete is like 15%, and as much as 25% to 30% with snow, if you have snow behind here. So that's what the bifacial part is. This solar panel comes with reinforced corners. It's a really hard plastic, and normal panels, it's just aluminum all the way. They don't have this corner piece on here. And so when I'm handling them, I have to be very careful not to damage the corners. But with these reinforced corners, it really, it makes it much more of a tougher panel, harder to damage. Most of the solar panels I have a white sticker on the back that has all the specifications of the panel, and I really like that, so I can just easily refer to it if I need to. And this one didn't seem to have it until I looked a little closer. And the reason they didn't put it like a big sticker is because of the bifacial part. They didn't want to interfere with that, but they put it right there. That comes through clear, so that's good to have it right here on the panel. Okay, here's the setup. We have the solar panel hooked up here and angled to the sun. We have a short wire running over to the solar panel tester, and I'll be hooking it up to the Blue Eddy here in a minute to get some actual charging done. And the conditions are almost perfect. There's just a slight tint of white to the sky, but it's no clouds in sight that I can really see. All right, let's see what the solar panel tester will show us. As you can see, we're showing 24.88 volts. And let me hit the test button. And this is going to be more than what you'll see actually charging, probably. Yeah, it shows 222. My understanding that this is like the max capability of the panel. Let's hit it again, see what it shows. It's testing 222 again. One more time. Still testing, complete 222. So now I have seen 185 in almost this exact same condition, so I'm not really sure why this tester shows such a varying wattage reading in the same conditions. All right, so I have the solar panel hooked into my Blue Eddy and it's charging. I'm showing you here the mobile app. As you can see, we're getting 185 watts out of this 180 watt panel. That's quite impressive. It is a bifacial, so maybe it's pulling in a little extra from the grass, which my understanding gives you about 5 to 10% extra gain, but being bifacial. So this is impressive that you're actually getting more than the rated capacity of the panel. That's very unusual from my experience. Okay, let's start testing some of the anti-shading capability of this panel. So I've been very curious. I'm pretty sure the top half is parallel to the bottom half, but are each one of these cells parallel together? Well, let's just test covering the bottom half. And if you see from the mobile app here, it dropped down to basically half. We're getting 97 watts. Let's do the top part. Getting 99 watts, 100. But now I'm very curious, what happens if I shade just one of these cells here? Okay, so it's not quite in half, but you do get quite a bit less, just shading part of the bottom half or the top half. Yeah, so a little over 105. So what happens if I shade 2 of these cells in the bottom half? Okay, so it's really no different, not much different. 100, around 100 and shade 3. And if we go all the way across, it's basically the same. So let's just shade part of the bottom. Okay, so it looks like these strings or cells aren't paralleled together, each of them individually. It's only paralleled the bottom half and the top half. Yeah, so it should jump up to 180 now. So if we cover just a whole row here, what happens? I think it's going to drop a lot, yeah. So as if the shade comes in from the side like this and hits the whole panel, it doesn't do you a lot of good. It's got to come in from the top or the bottom, and then you still get the other half producing. But as soon as it hits that bottom half, yeah, you go down to very little. Okay, I have here just a limb with some leaves on it. I cut off a crepe myrtle here. Let's just see what happens. Okay, we're getting 100 and let me make sure I'm out of the sun. 187. All right, let's just see what happens when I get a little dapple sunlight here through some shade. So as long as you stay on the one half or the other, you get pretty good output from the other half. But as soon as you start hitting both top and bottom half, cuts it down quite a bit. So this is better than the cardboard because this is allowing sunlight through the leaves. So if the shade kind of comes in from the side like this, it drops. Still getting pretty good output. If the sun's moving, so as soon as you start covering most of the top and bottom, it's down to 72, but that's pretty good actually. Okay, so with just a tree, I'm still getting pretty good amount of wattage coming through. I think a normal panel would be 0. Actually, I'm going to test that in just a few minutes. So this is a bifacial panel. So, oh look, 190 watts right now, 188. So they're supposed to get, maybe 5% extra gain from the grass. Now, white rock or snow would give you more, but let's see what happens if I darken the back side. Okay, it drops from about 190 to 180, 178. Let's see, 184, 186. Let's put it back. Now, I'm not completely making it dark, but it does definitely add a little bit of capability to the panel, the bifacial part. Okay, I've brought out a 200 watt panel that does not have anti-shading capabilities. First, look at the size difference. This is a 200 watt, this is 180 watt. And if you remember, I was getting over 180 with just this panel. All right, let's start testing some of this. So, as you can see, this 200 watt panel, this brand new panel, barely used, is bringing in 192 watts. So let's cover the bottom half like we did, or part of the bottom half. See, it drops all the way to 1 watt. Let's do maybe one row. Okay, so around 65, 67. Go a half. Okay, coming in from the side, this panel performs better. But let's see what happens. 194. If we just shade that little tiny piece of the bottom, look away how far it drops. We shaded the lower part all the way down to 24, 25 watts, 15. Let's just start inching up here and see where it really drops. Let's get back up to full capacity first, 191. Okay, I'm just shading just a little bit of the bottom. So 34, 17, 3. See, all the way down to almost nothing. We shade just that little bit. So that's the difference here. If you shade any of the one part, the other half still works. Well, this 200 watt panel, I mean, it drops to nothing. Let's just shade a little bit. All the way down to 23 watts. Let's try a test with the limb and the leaves. All right, so now we'll do just a little bit of leaf shading. So let me start over. All right, let's try to test with just some leaves here coming in. So we're at 190 watts. Let's just show a little bit of shade on the bottom. 75, 50s, 40s. So in this test, it seems to do just about the same. when you're using these leaves coming in here. But if you have a building or something that just shades a little bit at the bottom, boom, it drops to 2. So that's the difference between anti-shading technology and non-anti-shading technology. So I just wanted to show you, there's a heavy cloud. It's got the sun completely blocked right now. I just want to show you what kind of conditions that is and what you might expect to see from that. So if you can see there, we're pulling in 24, 25, 23 watts. So this panel isn't a miracle worker. Clouds will bring them down. So wrapping up, the Callsun 180 watt N-type panel has generally impressed me. Build quality feels solid, and those reinforced corners are a nice touch. But what really stood out is it actually exceeded its rated capacity in testing. That's something I don't see very often. Size-wise, it's noticeably more compact than a standard 200 watt panel, yet it comes remarkably close to the same output. That's a great sign of efficiency. N-type panels do have better efficiency, and they work better in hot conditions, and they have a longer lifespan. Now about that anti-shading technology, here's what the testing revealed. It performs best when the shade moves in from the top or the bottom of the panel, and it handled partially filtered sunlight through leaves very well as well. But where it struggled a little bit was when the shade comes in from the side of the panels, partially covering both halves of the panel. It has less of an advantage there. So if anti-shading is specifically what you're after, I would encourage you to study your install location carefully. Watch how the shade actually tracks across that spot throughout the day, because whether this feature helps you or not depends a lot on your specific location. That said, even if anti-shading isn't your priority, this panel absolutely deserves a spot on your shortlist. The performance is there, and Callsun backs it with a 10-year warranty, which beats most of the competition from what I've seen. And the price comes in lower than other anti-shade technology panels I've looked at as well. I'll pause here with the specs if you want to take a look. And since prices do shift, I'll drop a link down in the description so you can check the current price and grab more details. If you've used this panel or other similar anti-shading option panels, I'd love to hear your take on this, so drop a comment down below. And as always, thanks for watching.